In the first part we saw, Yeomin is devastated to learn that her ex-boyfriend, Seung Jae, is marrying her half-sister, Nari. Overwhelmed by the news, she drowns her sorrows in alcohol at a bus stop, where Hwan Yun arrives to take her home. Now sitting in his car, she thinks that she has heard some interesting rumors about him, like he frequently went to clubs in the US. There was also a rumor about him being dragged back to Korea by the chairman, because he was sick of his grandson's promiscuity. There was also word that the chairman promoted his nephew's son instead of his own grandson. She doesn't want to give him any wrong idea and says she is asking as that isn't the way to her house. He says that he thought she lived in Seung Jae area. She is surprised that he remembers something she mentioned a long time ago. She says that she recently moved out. He asks her to add her address so that he can drop her at home. She wonders why she was having wrong thoughts, when Hwan Yun says, if he really wanted to make a move on her, he wouldn't have wasted his time with such useless methods. He goes ahead and says she doesn't need to worry because he makes it very clear when he wants something more from a woman. She is a little surprised, but says that makes sense. He always brings a different woman to hotel each time. She says the person who was with him today was not the same person he was with last week. She continues more about her observations. Hwan Yun says that he didn't realize she was interested in him to the point where she remembers every detail. She says she remembers because Hwan Yun's tie was very pretty, and it's the same brand as the one she was going to gift it to her boyfriend. She is shocked when she hears Hwan Yun ask, "Oh, the boyfriend who is going to marry another girl?" When she asks, how does he know about this? He explains that Seung Jae forgot his wedding invitation and her name wasn't on it. And when she walked out, it looked like she had just cried. She also took a bus that doesn't go in her home direction. Embarrassed, she asks why was he paying attention to other people when he was on date. She is cut short when Hwan Yun gets a call. We hear someone shouting, "How dare you ditch the date I arranged for you?" Yeomin understands that it's his grandfather's voice. His grandfather is still shouting at him, but growing tired, Hwan Yun disconnects the call asking the grandfather to go to sleep. Their car reaches a narrow valley, and Yeomin says that she can walk from here. He holds her hand to stop her, and says it's very late. She is still fearless as ever. She wonders what he is referring to, but they soon reach the destination. Thanking him for the ride back, she leaves him alone in his car. Hwan Yun remembers in childhood when she was crying but didn't ask for help. Because of this, he was always worried about her. Hwan Yun is still in his car when he sees Yeomin is coming back again. She asks him if he is going to get married. He says why is she asking this? She says that he is busy and does not have time to meet anyone. He asks her, why does this concern her? She gathers all of her courage and asks him, would you like to marry me? Hwan Yun gets out of his car and pats her head. He asks her to go home as she is drunk. At home, she remembers her childhood when she was 9 years old. Hwan would often come to play with her as their grandfathers were friends. She remembers that Hwan was always comforting her whenever she would cry. He had also brought back a toy that Nari had stolen from her. He had asked her to try to do everything better than Nari. Even in the short time they had known each other, Hwan had understood her and was her only support. She thought she would never see him again and definitely never expected them to work in the same team. When they met again, he had acted like he didn't recognize her. Now, she feels embarrassed when she realizes she asked him to marry her out of the blue. Nari had crush on him for a long time and Seung Jae has a sense of inferiority when it comes to Hwan Yun. Yeomin figures she could get revenge on both of them if she were to marry Hwan Yun. The next morning Yeomin goes to her stepmother's house, where Nari is also present. Yeomin says that she heard Nari is getting married to her ex-boyfriend. Nari doesn't feel like explaining. Yeomin says that a normal human being should feel guilty and apologize after doing something shameful. Nari gets angry and the stepmother comes in between saying that Yeomin shouldn't take her anger on Nari, and it's Yeomin's fault that he dumped her. The father also joins and gets angry at Yeomin for shouting at her family. They have a heated argument and feeling hurt Yeomin leaves the home, thinking why did she go through all the pain? When she is about to turn, she sees her ex-boyfriend with a bouquet of roses coming towards her. What will Seung Jae say to her now? Stay tuned to find out.